Okay, off we go. So tell me a little bit about, you've shared this with me, obviously. What is it that you're here to find out about?
Well, I've been looking, but I haven't done any what do you call it? Any practice trading on a, what do you call it? I haven't actually bought any or joined a web, actually trading site. I'm looking at Binance BitMEX.
Sure. So that may answer the questions here. So no trading experience at this point. You're intrigued with it, but no trading so far. Is that right?
Yeah, no trading so far.
Okay, very good. That helps me to gear things in that direction. George, I think it's George. I should have remembered that yesterday. Welcome, GELA. George, I think it's George. George, if you could unmute for a moment and share with us where you're from. I think I know, but I'm 63 years old and my memory isn't what it once was. So, but
good morning, all. This is George from Nigeria.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah, just and refresh my memory, George. Do you have a background with trading? Have you traded before?
No, I don't have.
Okay,
but I'm trying to see how I can get on to trade.
Okay. Have you worked with crypto at all? And this question goes to both of you, gentlemen. Have you, in other words, do you own crypto? Have you sent crypto to someone or received crypto?
Well, I'm just trying to learn now. I actually have a Royal Q account that I did with some of my friends who aren't very good at crypto, and not much is going there now. Now I've paid the initial $100 fee, and I don't know what to do with it. But I hope to get a new device and maybe open another account and then get onto this platform so that I could benefit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, very good.
I haven't bought it.
Haven't bought it. Haven't touched it.
No, not yet. No.
Okay. Very good. Good to know. That'll give me some a good starting point. So I'm going to go ahead and, since it's so small, go ahead and you can unmute where you have a question. Don't hesitate. But in the meantime, if you could mute for me, that would be great, and that'll keep the audio disruption to a minimum. And we'll get this party started. So this is the company that I'm going to be talking about today, which is Royal Q. And a little bit about me. I'm 63 years old. I'm from the Seattle, Washington area in the USA. I'm actually presently in Brașov, Romania. In fact, got a notification today from Facebook that they said, we want to make sure to verify you. You have I forget exactly how they put it, but your Facebook page has a lot of potential reach, and we want to make sure that it's you. I'm like, uh-oh, I hope they don't block my advertising when I'm just about to start it from here, because they're seeing a Romanian IP address, I'm sure. Anyway, my wife is from here. She had a daughter when we met. I had a son when we met, and we're a mixed family. They're both adults, 33 years old, and Alexandra is about to be 31, actually tomorrow. I'm into fly fishing and bass guitar, and Andre, there you have it. See, it's official. I put it on my profile. I do love to do that sport, and I will visit your country. It's on the ultra short list. I mean, like top of the list, if the truth be known. There in Patagonia and Argentina and Chile. I'm also a bass guitar player, studied that in school. And as far as my professional resume, I have been investing in real estate. I've brokered real estate. I don't do much of that anymore, but investing in real estate I've done for 30, 35 years. Forex trading I've done since 2004, both manual and automated. I mainly do automated today, still like Forex, although I have the most fond spot of all of this stuff for crypto because there's some implications with crypto that are just kind of a sea change in how we do business. In other words, crypto really, I submit, is going to become the instrument for banks. And in fact, if we all decided we wanted to do business together, the beauty is we don't have to ask anybody. We just do business. We don't have to, have a bank in the middle of that, which is a pretty cool idea. And it's scaring the banks to death. And good, I'm happy about that because I've never been a fan of banks. Have you ever noticed with a bank that they're there when you don't need them, but when you need them, they're nowhere to be found? Yeah, me too. Internet marketing and team building is really, if there's a hallmark to my business career, it's that. You guys are both here because internet marketing works. I rest my case, Your Honor. It's a very, very powerful idea. The idea that you can reach out and touch people around the world. We three are from different continents, and yet here we are having a business meeting about crypto. And when I ponder that idea, I get really, really excited because it's something that gives us. You'll hear about some things that I'm doing as far as giving my team reach and some competitive advantage. This is a site that you can go to. I will send this out to you guys right now. It's a site called TimefreedomTeam.biz. And this is kind of our central hub for all things Royal Q on our team. In other words, it's got a calendar on there of when our events are. We have one tomorrow, for instance. If you like what you see today and you want to bring guests tomorrow, you could do that. In fact, there are 2 presentations tomorrow. When you visit that site, if you're already logged into your Gmail account, your Google account, you visit the site, you can add the calendar to your calendar, and then it will automatically convert to your time zone. So that's something that's handy, particularly when we're as far apart as we are. Normally, right now I'm 10 hours ahead of my normal time zone. So I don't even know what time is it where you are, Andre?
9:10 p.m.
On
just after 1 o'clock. Yeah.
It's still Friday though, huh?
Yeah, Friday,
okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, you're about 10 hours ahead of me. Yeah. So imagine that when I'm in Seattle, you're 20 hours ahead of me. It's tomorrow every time we talk. So at any rate, on the site, you'll see that it's a very, very important feature because it allows us to have a mutual connection as far as time. You also can plug into our groups there, which is really handy, both Facebook group and our Telegram group. And then there are instructions about how to plug in and how to get connected with this bot. Here's what I hope to show you today. If I've been successful, you'll walk away with an understanding of these 3 things in the trading, and that is safety of funds, how you can grow your account very, very rapidly, and lastly, that it's really convenient. And this last few weeks is a reminder of that. I worked at it pretty hard for the first couple of weeks, the team building aspect of this. And then, my wife and I took off on, actually it's a month now. It's a little over a month we've been traveling. And haven't really been doing much, but every day the money comes in, just like clockwork. So it's a pretty exciting idea. The affiliate aspect of what we do also is really, really powerful. In other words, the idea that you can have immediate cash flow and grow your business very rapidly if you choose to. And that's something that is a very exciting component of what we do. And also you'll see some things that are unique to our team in terms of giving competitive advantage to our team. Welcome, Daniel. Nice to have you with us. We even let guys from the UK in here. I mean, now and then. I got to do it. I got to do it. This is something that just absolutely stunned me. And frankly, I ran across this quite by accident. I was doing some marketing, actually, coincidentally, for Daniel's company, a big chunk of that. Daniel represents a company that is a fabulous company, and it's kind of in the incubation stage. But they have a company. Daniel has a company that teaches people how to do manual trading, and you play in tournaments, and it's great fun, and you can do all kinds of things there. That's where we connected originally. And I was doing marketing to the African continent predominantly. And I had 10 countries on the list, and lo and behold, completely serendipitous, completely accidental. All of a sudden, this country, Nigeria, just completely dominates the responses. I'm like, what's going on with these Nigerians, man? I mean, they are just hot to trot on crypto. And this meme came out, and other articles subsequently that have verified what I found accidentally. So I was very happy with my accidental find. And that is, if you look at that number and you realize that Nigerians, fully a third, this is a little bit old and then it's 2020, but a third of Nigerians are using or own crypto. Now you compare that with my countrymen, they have 200 million. So that, let's put the number at about 60 million conservatively that have used or own crypto in Nigeria. 60. US, 6%. We have 330 million people. You do the math on that, that's 20 million. Now, let me just pause right there for a moment. Where would you want to market if you were marketing something, to 60 million or to 20 million? I know this is a tough one. Yeah, holy smokes. Now, there are some price differences, US being a tier 1 country. So those that are engaged may have more money by and large. But if you have the price right for the Nigerians and countries like India and countries like South Africa and others, you really have a giant audience, and they're very, very receptive to things crypto. So we have a way of targeting countries like this on the basis of their relative level of acceptance of crypto, because we can do that. We can geographic target, which is a very, very, I'll touch on that more in a little bit. Here's the way that people have done a lot of this kind of work historically, or how they've engaged in crypto. And these are companies, all of which the word scoundrel comes to mind. The word scam comes to mind. The word thieving bastards comes to mind. I was with the one in the middle on the left-hand side, and I joined them, and they had a fine EA and Forex. And I thought, okay, and it was legit. No kidding. I actually made some money with that product long after the demise of the company. But they got into crypto, and that's where they went astray, because they were doing things that was basically a Ponzi scheme. There was no trading, even though they had trading. No worries, Daniel. He may have to take off because he's got a delivery. They bring in those gold bars again.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I think this time I'm going to go down to silver for the time being.
Yeah, you're slumming it. Okay. Yeah. So these companies, at any rate, guys, are companies that are just notorious, really. In other words, here's the common theme in every one of them: send your money to the company and hope for the best. I label these promise to pay programs. You send the money, they're going to pay you 1% a day, or 1.4 or 2.2, or some number that is completely and totally unsustainable, right? In other words, 1% a day is 365% a year. Who can do that with predictability? Nobody, unless it's a Ponzi. Full stop. I label them actually promise to pray, because when you send your money there, you're going to pray that you get it back. Okay. That's the only certain mechanism, is you'll be praying. All of them share this common element, which is it's not a matter of if they're going to blow up, it's a matter of when. And how are we distinct, and how are we different at Royal Q? Here is where you send your money, your principal, with Royal Q. If you send your money to either Binance or to Huobi, you have a major international exchange that houses your money. And they have very good security protocols, very good mechanisms in place to prevent theft and prevent people from running off with your money. So here's the bottom line. When you get into trading, you must accept market risk with any trading. That's a given. Okay. You have to accept some kind of market risk in order for trading to be productive and to be profitable. There is some risk. What I submit you no longer have to accept is company run away with your money risk. That isn't going to happen anymore. With a company like Royal Q, they have something called an API key. What is an API key? An API key is a pipeline between your app, in the case of Royal Q, and the exchange account. They can trade on your behalf. They can see in your account, see the capital and see the results that you're getting. In other words, they're entering the trade and they're entering the sale when they close it. What can they not do? They cannot withdraw your money. They cannot touch your money. Okay, that's a key distinction. So God forbid something happened to Royal Q. I don't think that's going to happen. But if it did, you wouldn't miss a beat. Your account is in your control at all times, 100% of the time, and nobody can touch your funds ever but you. Okay, that's a very, very important distinction. How much is it to play with Royal Q? It's $120 once a year. That's the licensing fee. And they then charge you 20% performance fee of the profits. Okay. And I'll show you now how that takes place. So you keep 80%, they keep 20% of the profit. Very fair. If you've been around trading, it's not uncommon to see numbers ranging from 30 even up to 50% of the profit in some cases. So 20% is a very, by most people's measure, pretty fair fee to get the results that we're getting. Now, what you see in purple is the Royal Q app. And I wanted to draw this diagram just to make the example of this whole process a little bit easier to follow. Here's the API key. You see that right here. Okay, so here you are with your app. Your app places a trade on your behalf, either on Binance or Huobi, whichever exchange account you have. That's where you house your trading capital. It's over here. And then when it closes a trade, you have a profit. It then computes the trader strategy fee, and it also computes the performance fee. Okay, these two total a maximum of 22%. Okay. The trader often is less than this, by the way. They range typically 1%, 1.5%. So I put 2% just to be conservative. That fee and the performance fee is paid out of your asset wallet over here. So as long as you like the trading, you continue to fund the asset wallet. If there's something you don't like about the trading, don't fund the asset wallet and the trading comes to a halt. Anytime you want to stop, you can cut the API key. Okay. This is the pipeline or the conduit between your account and your exchange account, your Royal Q account and your exchange account. Nobody can touch the money in your exchange account ever. It's a very, very important distinction that we're finding that a lot of people are unaware of this. And so I'm really trying to hammer that point because it draws a huge distinction between what we're doing and some of the stuff out there that's scam-malicious. In other words, the scam bam, run off with your money stuff. That cannot happen here. So what I want to show you now is I want to show you some trading results of my own. I'm going to get on my Android app. I have a Huobi account, and my daughter has a Binance account. The Binance account, frankly, is doing a little bit better than Huobi. Not a huge amount better, but a little bit. Just as a general rule. So if you can get Binance and you're not using it for some other kind of trading, that's preferable.
I have a question.
Okay. Yes, please.
Is there a reason why Binance is giving you better results? Could that be down to volume of trades or?
It's a great question. And I can't really answer with clarity other than I think it's probably their relative volume of trades, to your point. Less slippage, better entries, better exits. I have kind of a side-by-side, I started off with Huobi with 2 pairs. And with the trader that I was using, he said, put in $220 per pair. So I was trading with 440. I upped that to 2,200 because I like the results, which is pretty common. People get in, they test the water a little bit and go, this is cool. And I want to put more in there. The 2 now, Binance, September 1, we started a side-by-side 2,200 in Binance, 2,200 in Huobi. And I'll show you the results so you can see for yourself exactly what the number is, but it's a little bit better on Binance. Here are the revenue numbers. And you can see that this ranges when we started out a little bit of money. This is actually Huobi. This is my account on Huobi. You see, I started with $3, and you can see right away where I changed on the 31st. I upped it to $2,200 right in the middle of the screen there. And you see that it's up and down. It's up and down. It's real trading, guys. It's not a 1% a day deal. Here's the bottom line. This computed out to be about 18.5% on my account for a month. Okay. That was the number up there in yellow. But what you're seeing is some days are good. Some days are not as good. Some days are exceptional. Some days are, it's real trading, and one of the things with real trading is you never know what the market's going to do. But here's what you do know. They will not close a trade at a loss. So as long as you don't close the trade, it's just a matter of being patient, because it's spot trading. And when they have an opportunity to close the trade, they can close it then for you, and you'll make a profit. It's just a matter of being patient until that takes place. This is one of the key advantages of this app. People think, oh, you've got a robot. Well, that must mean it's a fixed strategy. That's it. Here are the number of traders from which you may choose. Okay, and you see that there are lots of them on this list. They put in their strategy, they create an algorithm, and then the robot deploys their algorithm on your behalf. So you can shop for the trader that is to your liking in terms of risk profile, what types of strategy they're using. If you want to make it easy on yourself, you click the little graph in the upper left-hand corner to the left of circle. These are the top 10. These are the top dogs. And wow. We've got a new, I feel like the announcer on the box, and new heavyweight champion. This guy, AI bot, this is brand new information. I'll be darned. Wait a minute. That's the profit list, total revenue. The hot list is actually, okay, maybe I'm mistaken. Let me see. Okay, it hasn't changed. The heavyweight champ is still the same. I'm using the guy in number 2 position, which is Crypto Bull, and have been very pleased with his results. Very pleased. QQ Circle went by him like he was standing still because he's getting better results. So the minute I have some of these unrealized losses that I have on my account because of the downturn about a week and a half to 2 ago, the minute that gets back to zero, adios Crypto Bull, hello QQ Circle. I'm going to change traders. Why? Because I can. I have the opportunity to choose whatever trader I wish. And, we're networkers, we talk. So apparently QQ Circle, the word's out, because he's got 81,339 people following him. Crypto Bull has 46,573 following him. When I started, Crypto Bull had 21,000 on the 20th of August, just to give you some context for how rapidly this is growing. Okay, it's growing like a weed on steroids. Now, how did QQ Circle do? Well, let's take a look, and you'll see exactly why. Here was his results in August, okay? 25.71%, and you can see here, if I expand up this chart, you can see the daily result. Some days 0.5%, some days 0.75%, some days over 1%. Oh, is this one of those 1% a day deals? No, it's real trading, as you can see, evidenced by the overall result. But here's how he did in the month of August. Okay, 25.71%. Here's how he did in September. In September, anybody can tell you September was a pretty tough sledding. We had a pretty big correction in September. And in spite of that, he did very well. Whoops, let me get to there we go. There's his results in September. And again, if you look at the daily result, he's ranging from 0.2, or there's a 0.12 to a high of 2.77 on September 8th. Those were some happy days. I was in the mix at that time with the other trader getting the same kinds of results. So here's the bottom line. You're going to make money. It's just a matter of how much. And as long as you're patient, it will, any of the corrections that take place will resolve themselves over time, as we just seen. In other words, today, Bitcoin is up to 54. I forget exactly what it is, but it's 54. It's spiked up a whole bunch in the last few days, which of course everybody's ecstatic about that. The best number in 5 months since we were up at the 64,000 in the happy days before pre-May. Now what I want to show you, kind of shift gears here. So that's the trading results. Here is the opportunity to make money as an affiliate. And the affiliate money here, trading, you're somewhat limited on the basis of the capital that you start with. Whatever that number is, you start with that, and then it grows. It grows predictably, but it's not explosive, crazy kind of growth. Okay, it's predictable. You know, you can do the math on 20% a month, 18% a month. Use 15% to be conservative. You know, now and then it'll drop down to 5. I think it probably will. Occasionally it'll be 30, even 40, maybe higher per month. Okay, but if you used an average in the middle, I think you're probably safe. The affiliate part, on the other hand, is a very, very different animal. The affiliate part, you can have really explosive growth. I've been absent, you know, for really about a month, and in spite of that, here's what's happening on my own results. That number in the blue there is the commission that I've earned since I started on August 20th. That's predominantly the piece of the activation fee that I earn. Again, the activation is $120. As a V2, which is the rank I'm at, I earn $40 of that 120 every time somebody that I personally enroll activates. When they enroll somebody that activates, I earn $10. Okay, and I'll show you how that works in the mechanics. But this is the number of that. What I think it was 1,300, wasn't it? 1,363. This is the amount I've been compensated from activation fees of that 1,300. Okay, 1,180 has been activation fees. But the part I'm most excited about is this part over here, because this is compensation that I'm receiving from the trading that is taking place on my team. These are the people that I've signed up, and this is their trading accounts. So I can look at this, let's say $5 from yesterday, and see that, you know, I can see the different accounts in here that are trading, and I'm getting a piece of that trading every time it takes place. And they're little itty bitty pieces, not huge pieces in and of themselves, but you see it adds up. And over time, you have the opportunity to really enjoy some nice profits from the trading on your team and the trading on their team. That's this one over here, the team. If you look at the top menu bar, it's team versus direct versus activation. And then if you want to look at the whole thing, that's this one. So today I received $42.79 so far. Let's see what that's comprised of. Well, you see there's a $40 activation. And frankly, I don't know who that is. I'm going to have to find out who they are, but that's what's happening. It's a very, very robust compensation plan. So I want to show you now. I am going to go back here to the share, assuming it allows me to do that. Let me kill the share here. Okay, there we go. And back over here to share. So where are we? Here we go. Here's the mechanics of the comp plan, just kind of in an overview. What you see is you see the black bars on that graph in the bottom right-hand corner down here. You see that these are the ranks, V1, V2, V3, and so on. The black bar represents your piece of the activation. So when somebody activates that you've enrolled, you're going to receive $30, $40, $50 on up to 70, depending on what rank you are. The dividend income, meaning the income that you receive of their trading, they're agreeing to pay that 22%, of which 20%, the performance fee, is divided up among the members of the team. 2% or under, usually 1 to 2%, is paid to the trader. The trader gets compensated on the basis of their results and the number of people following them. So that explains a lot about why they're motivated to deliver good results. This yellow bar, you earn between 20% and 60% of that 20% performance fee. So everybody agrees to pay 20% to the company for the performance fee. Your income ranges from 20 to 60% depending on what rank you are. So right now I'm here at V2, I'm receiving 30% of that number. And as you can see, it goes up and caps out at 60%. And then there are other bonuses that are in place. So I don't want to get into a compensation plan training here. I just want to give you a sense of how this works. And then if you do have questions, we can certainly get into more detail. The V1, everybody's a V1 when they start. That means you've activated your bot. You paid the $120 and you now receive $30 every time somebody enrolls when they enroll and they activate, you receive $30. Then you earn 20% dividend of their performance fee that they're paying for trades. And you're only receiving that when they have a profit. They're only paying the 20% when they have a profit, not until. Okay, so there's really, it's a very attractive plan, not only from the customer standpoint, but from the affiliate standpoint. This is how you get to V2. You go out and enroll a minimum of 3 people as personals or directs, and you need to have a total of 20 on your team, okay? You then get a dividend income of 30% of the performance fee. You get $10 for everybody that is indirect. In other words, let's say that you enroll me, you receive then $40 at this rank, and you receive 30% of my performance fee that I'm willingly paying to pay for the trading profits that are incurred on my behalf. Okay, that's how this works. And then anybody that I enroll, you receive $10 every time. I'm receiving whatever compensation I earn, but you receive $10. And this guys can really add up in a hurry as your team is growing. Just to kind of take it to the next step, V3 membership, you've enrolled at least 5 that are frontline or direct or personals. You've helped 3 of them become V2. So now we're starting to see some leadership criteria, okay? You can't advance without having the ability to bring some of your crew with you, and that's a good thing. You got to have a total of 100 people on your team. You make $50 of that activation fee. When you enroll somebody personally, you get a 40% dividend now of the 20%. You receive $20 on indirect enrollments on your team, so your people's people, when they activate, and you get additional rewards for the trading outcomes. And guys, there are 3 more ranks above here. And I talked with a woman yesterday who is in Kenya, and she's crushing it. She's a V4. She got aboard about 3+ months before I did, and I want to give her a race ultimately. But she's just simply farther down the tracks, and she's killing it. She's a V4. She's making great money. Her goal is to be a V6, as it is mine. Here's V5, and then V6 is the top of the food chain. These guys are earning gangster bucks. I mean, literally, it's not uncommon to see a V6 earning the paltry income of 5 to 6K per day. Most of them are earning 10K or more per day. No joke. Okay, there are only 3 of them that I'm aware of right now, but they're earning crazy money. So is it possible to do this? Yes. Is it probable? Probably not. Most people will not achieve this result. I'm just being real and being candid because they're not willing to do the work. Okay, there's work involved. I know that comes as a great shock, but it's true. I'd rather tell you the truth than puff. So one of the things that is a competitive advantage that our team enjoys, and I want to just touch on this, we won't get into too much detail on it, but you remember me mentioning before this idea that we can target countries like this. We can go after countries that have a high utilization of crypto. George, who's from Nigeria, George, we need some Nigerian leaders in the worst way to plant the flag in Nigeria, because they're going to be rich if they really do this and get after it. Okay. They really are, because there's a huge number of people that need money, everywhere. And Nigeria is no different. And Nigerians tend to like crypto. So we've got a tool where their money is safe. They make really good returns. And the affiliate aspect is really exceptional. It really is. So we can target countries geographically. And what I'm going to be rolling out in the next couple of weeks is a thing called a rotator. And what this does is it gives you the ability Let me see if I can show you a picture here. Maybe. Let's do this. Maybe this is going to behave. We'll see. Yes. Okay, good. This is a kind of an oversimplification of this process, but this is what we're doing. We've got a Facebook advertisement. Those of you that are here from Nigeria, from South Africa, from India, and other countries, you responded to a Facebook advertisement. You got into our funnel. That put you on a list, and that's where it stopped up until this point. In other words, this middle segment right here, this middle button, that was me running the funnel for my own benefit. What we're doing now is adding something called a rotator, which then goes round robin. And so it's Jill, it's Abayomi, it's Surrender, it's Frank, it's Susan, it's John, it's Jill, it's Abayomi. You get the idea. It just goes round and round and round and delivers the leads on a rotation. Whoever elects to participate in the co-op. And I'm passing these leads along at my cost. And that cost, I think, don't hold me to this number, but I think will be under $2 per lead. There's a software requirement that you need in order to participate in this, which is $47 a month. So this isn't for everybody, but somebody that's serious about building their business, this is going to give them huge competitive advantage. Imagine you're in Nigeria and you've got a team, and all of a sudden you can have an unlimited number of leads for you and your team. Daniel has seen this work of mine firsthand. He saw the kind of lead volume that this concept brought in. And Daniel, if you would just speak to that for a minute, I would appreciate it, because I'm kind of ambushing him. I didn't know he was going to show up. Well, he didn't know I was going to ask him to talk about this. So have at it, Daniel.
I had absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea. So obviously, like you said, I run Brank, and Robert was running a few campaigns on Brank, and we did not expect the huge influx of Africans coming onto the platform. No one was prepared for it, put it that way. And when we had these guys come on, it was just absolutely fantastic. It was a godsend. They were such awesome people, and when Robert ran me through his campaigns and the way he ran his whole kind of marketing structure, it was amazing. I was just thinking, wow, I need to get one of these. And I'm currently trying to persuade Robert right now to give me access to it. So hopefully my attendance here can put emphasis on that.
Well, I'll put in a little plug here. There's a coin that you can find at a theater near you on Uniswap that is BRNK. And full disclosure, both of us own a fair number of those coins, and I'm delighted that I do, because it's been a hell of a return. Thank you, Daniel. And thank you for all you've done. I'm very enthusiastic, even though I've been missing in action a little bit. My enthusiasm is not dampened at all. The thing, and coming back to this concept, guys, what Daniel just mentioned stopped at the green button. Okay. That was just me. What this is going to do is scale that. In other words, if I'm advertising $100 a week as an example, okay, $400 a month, I'm bringing in a certain amount of leads. But what if I go to my friend Wilson Fury, who is in South Africa, and I say, dude, you want to play ball? You want to be able to participate in the co-op? And he goes, you bet I do. And I get a few guys like that and a few gals like that. All of a sudden, let's say I found 10 of them that want to put in the same money that I'm doing. I went from $400 a month to $4,000 a month. Does Facebook like me better? Yes. If they're calling me now, they're going to be calling me even that much more readily. So I'm very, very excited about this, because this is something that as people really see this come to fruition and see what it means, it's going to be it's going to be a game changer for people that are involved in the business. It sure was for my business, and the fact that we're able to scale it is pretty cool. So I hope you've seen safety of funds. I hope you've seen how you can grow your account and that it's convenient. You can do it literally from anywhere in the world. Here I am in Romania. I'm still engaged every bit as much as I was when I'm sitting in the USA. And the affiliate part is absolutely, it's strong without what we're doing with the funnel. It's going to be insane with the funnel and with the rotator and the co-op that it allows us to scale the funnel. So imagine you get somebody on board and they say, hey, I know what I'm doing in networking, but I need leads to talk to. Man, have a bell go off in your head, because that guy or gal, we can show them how they have access to leads, and we can geographic target different countries that are receptive to crypto. It's wicked cool. So what do you do to start? Let's bring this in for a landing, and then I'll open it up for questions. Get the link of your sponsor, the person that invited you here, that's responsible for you being here. Go on the web and register with that link. Notice the order here. Go on the web. Don't get the app first. Go on the web and register. Then go get the app and log in. Your email address that you registered with is your username and then the password that you just created. Step number 2 is to launch the app. Go to this cookie trail right here: mine, asset, and deposit. Okay. I'm going to show you this because it's that important. You send in $120 in USDT. Make sure to use the TRC20 network. It's the Tron network or TRX. Those are the same animal. And then activate. Okay. And the final step is just simply to go to the team site once you've done that and get the rest of the other things, like getting your API key established and all of that. But that's secondary. The first step is to activate. Then go over here, and we've got instructions to do all of this. In fact, Wilson Fury, who is on the call with us here, is a terrific leader. He is above me, and he's been very supportive of me, and he's somebody that is doing regular activation Zooms. So if you have any questions technically, I do them. Wilson's doing them. We're kind of, all hands on deck as far as this process. But I just want to show you in the app where the activation is and how you do that, so that you have a sense of how straightforward this is. Let me share my screen on the phone. Maybe. Let's see here. Screen share, start. There we go. I'm back with my Android here for a minute, and in the middle there is Royal Q. Notice on the bottom right-hand corner the little blue man with the yellow exclamation point. That is your friend. The bottom of the screen is where all the magic happens. If you click on mine down there, you'll get to this menu right here, okay? And notice I've got $115 in my asset account. That's, by the way, what pays the 20% performance fee. So if you're only trading, you do need to be mindful of topping that up from time to time, because the minute it runs out of fuel, the car comes to a halt, no more trading. Now, if you're doing the affiliate part, I've never had to really worry about that, because the money coming in, I'm actually having to take money out because I don't want to leave too much money in the app. I want to pull it out and use it, top up my trading account, pay bills, whatever I want to do. But where you go when you're starting out, you third one down, the asset choice, there you are. And then you go to deposit. Okay. And deposit is, there's the address. You can either scan the QR code with your phone and send the $120 to activate, or you can simply copy the address right there and then, send it to that particular address. So it's very straightforward to do this. Once you've done that, the yellow bar that you see at the top here will say activate. You click that, that's your activation. It's very simple. Notice it says renew on mine. That simply means that I activated. So then I've got an anniversary a year out, which mine is the 20th of August, 2022. So that's how that works. Very, very simple, very straightforward. And it's something that as we get people engaged in this, they start to take off with that, and away your team goes. So that, guys, that brings our presentation to a close. The only question is, when do you want to start profiting? Because you literally can start profiting today if you choose to engage. And here's again where you go to plug in. I want to show you, let's see if I can get this to behave here. Here is our team website. This is TimefreedomTeam.biz. Here's the event calendar. Okay, so if you click on this, the best thing you can do is be logged into your Google account before you come in here, because if you do, then you click down here where it says Google Calendar and add it to your calendar. If you're in Hamilton, New Zealand, it'll convert the specific time zone times for the events to your time. If you're in Lagos, Nigeria, George, it will convert these times to your time. Okay. It's very handy to do this. It's a one step maneuver, but once you've done that, then you can toggle this calendar will come up in your time zone, and you can, on your own calendar, you can turn on this calendar and turn it off whenever you wish. It's like toggle on, toggle off. But the other items that are on here that are very important, you've got presentations on here. So, if one of our webinar times is not convenient, I'm doing another one of these tomorrow. And then another one in the evening tomorrow, my time. So that's an opportunity to bring guests, but you've got a short video here that's 2 minutes long. This one's a little bit more detailed. And then here's a PDF file that you can check out and see all the information. Here's where you plug into our groups. Here is where you do the steps that I just described as far as getting your account activated. Here's where you go to onboard with the API key and all that stuff. This is the do it yourself button. If you're busy and you say, I'd rather spend $30 and have somebody hold my hand through it, that's available as well. And then here's the team Dropbox, and now and then we do prize drawings. So everything that we do is right here in one spot. And that is by design. So with that, I want to thank everybody for coming today, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up for any questions that you may have. I need the cricket sound.
Hi, Robert. How are you, my friend?
Wilson Fury.
Let me just get my camera on here. As you can see, it's a beautiful day here in South Africa. We're having a bit of stormy weather. The rain came in yesterday, and I'm just very excited. Every day I'm getting more excited. As this journey develops, I'm sleeping less and less, I have to be honest. But guys, one thing I just wanted to add here, we found a golden nugget here, and not a lot of people know about this yet. This hasn't been running for long. It's been a couple months, and the time to take action is right now. The market is about to explode. We're going to see the best fourth quarter in crypto are saying that by the end of December. And I can honestly see that happen. As we sit here, Bitcoin just hit 55,000 US dollars. It's actually at 55,500. So if there's a time to take action and go find people, it's right now. It's literally right now. And you can see me and Robert's really, really active here. In the chat, I have shared you my link for the activation Zoom we're doing tomorrow, and just the rules of that Zoom. I don't like any referral links being sent on that call. So to actually come to that call, you need to have registered with Royal Q with your upline's referral link and downloaded the app and logged into it with your details and have some funds ready in either Binance or Huobi. And then I can literally take you by the hand and walk you through the whole process. And I'll literally take you one by one, and we'll get your bots active and traded. And I do these activation meetings like twice a week. I also do presentations twice a week. And this is for us to get this duplicatable. So once we've got the rotator going and there's a bunch of people that want to get involved, we can literally just have this platform to take people by the hand and get the bots actually trading, because that's the most important thing. I just wanted to ask you a question there, Robert. So as you know, this referral program is really, really aggressive. And with this rotator that you have built, we're going to be able to upscale our level of what we want to spend on marketing. So let's, for example, say I get to V3. I get into the rotator and I've got a budget of, let's say, $250 a week. All of a sudden, the rotator gets me a whole bunch of leads. I go to V4. Now I've got a budget of $5,000 a week. And my personal goal with what you're building there with the rotator is just to keep scaling it and scale it to a stupid level where I've got 1,000 people in a Zoom call and hundreds of people in an activation call. So how will that rotator work? Let's, for example, say I get to V4 and somebody else is at V3 and he spends $500 a week and I spend $5,000 a week. How will that rotator work when it comes to generating leads based on my budget?
It will work in a manner where somebody, Facebook really so far has not had any shortage of people that respond. Now, as we start to get into thousands of dollars a week, I don't know, that's uncharted territory, but my sense is that it's very scalable, because literally when you start to see the numbers, when you put in the ads, you can see the number of potential recipients that you have, and it's in the millions. So,
Yes.
I think what we're going to see is we're going to see the ability to scale like nobody's business, like we've never seen in networking. And that really excites me. I've seen what it's done for me personally. Daniel has seen that firsthand. In other words, we brought in hundreds of people into Brank. So one thing I just want to do as an aside here, just as an acknowledgement to everybody that's here, Winston Churchill had a very famous saying, which was 2 people separated by a common language. We've got 5 people separated by a common language here. We've got the Nigerian dialect, the South African dialect, the English dialect, or UK, I'm going to call them English, and the New Zealand dialect. We've got 5 different dialects of English, and the oddball American here. What an idea. The range, all of those things that are idiomatic of a specific dialect of English. And Wilson will say things sometimes, and I'll be going, "Excuse me, pardon me." Same thing with Daniel. I still haven't figured out where the Lou is. But the idea that we've got different versions of English right here on this call. It's and the Kiwis have a language all of their own. The New Zealanders, Andre's a New Zealander, so he's going to get special love. He has no idea if he signs up and decides to get after the affiliate business here. There's nothing I would like more than having an excuse to go down to the Mecca of fly fishing in New Zealand. So that's a certainty. So yeah, I mean, coming back to business, I don't think, I think that's a problem, that if we run into a wall, the other thing that we're able to do, see, if a particular geographic area starts to tap out, so to speak, in other words, where we're pulling too many leads out, then we just redirect fire to a different place. In other words, could we go after a different country? Yes. I am really excited about this. I've got 2 different leaders, both of whom are phenoms. And I don't, frankly, even though I'm in the US, I don't have much market penetration into Central America and South America. Now I do. These guys are absolute beasts, and both of them are intent and eager to really get things going. One of them is like an industry legend guy. I mean, he's one of those guys, and I'm so excited that they're on board. Spanish speaking audience is actually the number 3 audience for Royal Q, just as an FYI, is Mexico. As far as traffic, if you look at Alexa and you look at Alexa rankings, Mexico is numero 3. Well, we're about to go after Mexico with a vengeance. The guy I'm mentioning is a Mexican national, and Jesus Morales, beast. I don't know how you say beast in Spanish, but he is one. So I'm very excited about having him on the team. So,
Robert, one thing I just wanted to find out from you, the question that I had with the rotator, will the rotator allocate leads according to my budget? That was actually the point that I wanted to make.
The way that'll work, let me get a picture on the screen here because it'd be easier.
Because there'll be people at different levels within Royal Q that will have different budgets. And as we grow, there's going to be people that's going to spend $1,000 a month. There's going to be people that's going to spend $100 a month. And some of that will be dependent on, and some of those are going to be bridges we have to cross at a certain point. And in other words, initially, when somebody buys, let's say that we have a pool. Here's what I'm envisioning. Let's say that we have a budget of $1,000 for a month. Okay. And somebody says, I want to have 1/10 of that. So there's 10 guys that put in $100. It just goes round and round and round. And once that $1,000 has been exhausted, then the leads stop. Now, Wilson Fury is going to get after it a little more than some. He wants to have 2 shares. Okay.
you get 2 of the 10 leads that come in. Make sense?
Beautiful.
Now, I haven't thought about, if you get somebody that's, wealthy and they're, I do want to have some uniformity to the amount of access to the new guy who doesn't have deep pockets. I want to give him access. That's the power of the thing, is getting the new guy empowered with leads. So, deep pockets, Wilson comes in here and starts to gobble up all the leads. That I'm going to have to think through how. I'm not a communist, but I want to make sure that it's even-handed as far as being able to get lead distribution right. And so we'll have to think through that. I mean, the whole intention of this is to allow the new guy to be able to plug in and not have somebody monopolize the leads. So
I do think that makes it fair.
About it. Like we are gonna have people at different levels. For example, these beasts that you've signed up that's going to start getting cracking, they've got a lot more resources. So we can maybe create different tiers. We can create a group for people that want to spend $1,000 a month, or maybe a group that want to spend $100 a month, something like that. But I was just thinking about that for the long term, just because I can see what's coming here. There's something really big coming here, and we're going to scale up through these levels a lot quicker, and some people are going to scale up quicker than others. So I just wanted to know what the plan is for that. But I'm super excited, putting power tools in place with this actual business model where we are secure with our funds. The advantage that people will have having this rotator, it's going to change the game completely. So I just wanted to plant that seed and just to see how we can do this going forward from a scalability perspective, because with these power tools, we're going to scale it quickly. I'm just very excited. I know you've put a lot of work into this, and we'll still arm wrestle on what we're going to do, because I know for a fact I definitely want in, and I definitely have 1 or 2 people in my team that also wants to get in there, and we'll still see how we're going to do that. But I'm just excited for what's coming. I think the next 3 months is going to be a lot of fun, and this is a fun business, guys. Like I have not showed this to anyone that said to me, no, some people can't afford it. I am in South Africa, but every single person that I've shared this with is like, wow, this is what we've been looking for. So I think being able to generate leads online, there's millions of people that's been burnt in the last 2 years that's looking for something where the company can't run away with your funds. So I think the gap in the market is massive. And there's not going to be a shortage of leads. There is millions of people that's looking for this. So that's all I wanted to ask there. Thank you so much, Robert.
Sure. And one of the things that, really excites me a great deal about this whole idea is I was marketing a crypto trading platform, which I still really like. It's a company called Copy Pro Traders. Very good company. Here's the snag with Copy Pro Traders. From a marketing standpoint, there's a concept called price elasticity. Okay. Price elasticity says there's this many people that can afford $100. There's this many people that can afford $500. There's this many people that can afford $700. There's this many people that can afford $1,000. In other words, it's literally a pyramid type of a structure as far as price elasticity. That company has a terrific product. They have very good trading results, but it costs a minimum of $100 a month to play in Bitcoin. You then have to have an account size that's $1,000, better $2,000 to have enough meaningful return that you're going to be able to pay the $100 out of the return that you're getting. Well, I managed to sign up, a few Nigerians, a few South Africans, a few people from India, a few people from Romania, where I was marketing. But they were the exception. The rule was, dude, I want to play, but I can't afford it. I get the idea, but I can't afford it. Now, this has largely removed that barrier of entry, or at least it's reduced the barrier of entry to the point where very few people are saying no, because they look at it and they go, you mean I can get on board for $120, even if I can't afford the exchange account yet? I can go out if I've got hustle and I've got drive and make enough money to fund my exchange account. Yes, and yes, you can do that. The affiliate part here is wicked powerful for that very reason, because you have a barrier of entry that has been removed largely. It's $120 to play. And that really, really excites me. People can make money. I've been making, pretty good money, even in spite of being missing in action for about a month. I didn't realize it was literally over a month today. And I'm now changing that. I'm getting back in the saddle. And while I'm here in Romania, I'm going to be doing presentations at least every probably 2 to 3 days a week. They'll be on the calendar, and Wilson is also doing events. So you can, we're coordinating calendars where his events will show up on our team calendar. I'm actually going to do one that is generic and non-team specific for my friend Wilson. Now and then, not all the time, Wilson, but now and then pop in there and make an appearance and want to do my part to help out on the team. But it's something that if somebody's encouraged or enthusiastic about getting into crypto, you couldn't look for a better avenue to do so. It's safe, as safe as crypto can be. I mean, there's still risk in any trading. You saw the disclaimer that I have on the way in here. I put that there for a reason so that somebody can't say, oh, I didn't know. Well, yeah, there's risk. I mean, you never know what's going to happen in this market. Elon Musk, back in the day, we had this guy named E.F. Hutton, and there was an advertising campaign that said, when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. Well, today, when I'm neutral on Elon Musk, but when Elon Musk tweets, the market listens. I mean, this guy has some immense power. Some would question whether that should be legal or not, but you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, right now, I'm tickled to hear that news on Bitcoin. It's trading at 55,859. Yes. We've made a nice little jump up in the right direction. I haven't checked my overall portfolio today, but I'm pretty excited about doing so. So, more importantly, George or Andre, do you have any questions? Don't be shy. Don't be hesitant. There are no stupid questions. If you're brand new, which I know both of you guys are pretty new to crypto, don't be worried about whether you have a sophisticated question. It can be any question. Just jump right in. The water's warm. Andre Nikora, George LA, White Courtesy Telephone. I forgot to turn the live off. All of this has been captured live. Oh, well. I actually got a prompt. From Facebook today. I got to share this. I mean, it was just the most. So I'm in Romania, right? And I'm logging in, and I have this stream that goes out to all of these places, what my Facebook pages and Facebook groups and all manner of delivery points. Well, I get a message from Romania today that says, we want to verify that recent posts are actually you. We're going to be tracking you for 2 weeks, and I'm like, I'm just about to pull the trigger on the funnel, and I'm thinking, oh, no, you don't. If they screw up my ability to market, because you have to have a Facebook page in the mix, right? And the one I know that they're probably top of their list targeting, they said, here was the literal language that they used. Let me just show you this. This is kind of funny. Funny wasn't the word I used when I first saw it. I won't do that on the live here and share my colorful vernacular. Let's see. Where am I? There's my vaccine registration, which we now have to show. And you can't go in a restaurant here, by the way, without being vaccinated. How about that? Here was what I got this morning. Because you manage one or more pages with high potential reach, we require you to verify your account by completing the steps below. Please note that verification is not instant and it could take a few days to process. So we recommend you certify these steps or take these steps today. Certify where you're based by confirming your primary country location. So, oh my. And then I did that. Even though I'm sure what they're seeing is they're seeing me log in from Brasov, Romania going, where are you really? Well, I'm really here, but my home base is, in the Seattle area. So anyway, I hope that doesn't create an issue with the advertising.
Robert, I've got to run. Thanks for
Okay,
having me.
buddy. Keep up the good work, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Take care, man. Speak to you guys soon.
See you. That fella is a just terrific developer. We crossed paths early this year, and this company Brank that he founded, he actually was the lead programmer. When you use booking.com, you are using Daniel Nur Mohammed's handiwork. He's that good. He's world-class programmer. And what he's put together on Brank it's a really fun process. It's the idea of you play in a tournament. So Wilson, you and I want to compete with each other on trading. We're handed $100,000 in monopoly money and we go compete. Whoever wins, some tournaments might be an hour long, some half an hour long, some 10 days long, depending on what the tournament is. And how much you have to put in tokens, in this case now the Brank coin, which is a new coin, you put that in and then you compete with one another, and whoever ends up being the top trader wins the big prize pool, and then there's a second place, third place, and so on. But it's a very, very clever idea, the idea of having a competition for trading skill. And it teaches people how to trade at the same time by having fun. So something I think for those that want to learn how to trade manually, what we're doing here is completely different than that. This obviously is automated trading and it's much more convenient than manual trading. But if you are inclined to be a glutton for punishment and get into manual trading, it's a fun way to learn. So Andre or George, last call for questions. If you have any questions, don't be shy. Don't be hesitant. Oh, I see somebody in chat. Let me see what that is here. None from me, learning. Okay, George, no worries. Andre, did you have any questions?
No, nothing from me.
Okay, very good. Very good. Well, I'm pleased to hear that. I'm a little surprised because I don't think I'm that good. But the idea that, hopefully the information was clear and you understood what we were up to. And I do want to visit your country. I really do. No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
That's a hell of a flight, though. I whine and grouse about 10 hours in the air. Flying to New Zealand is a commitment, man. I will do it, and at least even in spite of the fact that you guys have kind of a funny accent, at least I can communicate with Kiwis, So if there's a COVID issue, I know you guys have had a much better record on that than we Americans have. So
until now, yeah.
Oh, really? Has it gotten worse?
Yes, it's the new variant just came out about 3 weeks ago, and it's going crazy.
Oh, Delta or a new one?
Yeah, Delta. Oh
yeah. That's the Romanians here. They literally had an emergency broadcast come out because like 25% of Romanians are vaccinated. And so the government's kind of freaking out because there's big demand in the ICU, the intensive care units, and there's very, very big concern about that. I'm fully vaccinated, and my wife and I are pretty careful, when we're out in public wearing masks and so forth, but many people are not. And so they actually just recently, and it's getting a lot of, their protests and so forth. They basically mandated a thing. If you go inside a restaurant or a store, anywhere inside where it's public, you have to show a vaccination record or you can't go in. And,
Well, I
I think if they tried that in America, they'd have a civil war. I mean, it's just, the Americans, it turned into a political issue, and it's unfortunate because there's so many Americans that really should be vaccinated, and if they're not, they're gonna end up in the ICU and then which has happened. They clog up the ICUs, and somebody has some other kind of a health issue, they can't even get in.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to hear that in your case, because you guys had such a stellar record. I mean, that was pretty remarkable.
It was.
Hopefully we don't get another variant. That's the real concern also with this damn thing. I just can't wait until this is in the rearview mirror. Who would have thunk it? Something you can't see caused this much turmoil.
Yeah. You just have to be vaccinated. That's all.
Yeah. I'm actually, the minute we're done here, I'm going on a walk with my wife, and we're going over to a local clinic to see if I can get my booster shot, which I hope I can. I'm going to get my Moderna booster. And if I get it, then we'll probably stay through November. So, yeah. Well, very good. I hope you liked what you saw, and if certainly if you have any questions, I'm going to encourage you to get to our. Let me show you where this is. You go to our website, TimefreedomTeam.com or TimefreedomTeam.biz. This is the website. And these are the groups. I would encourage you to join one or the other, or if you really want to get after this, I'd be in both places, on Facebook and on Telegram. But we have a community in both places. In many cases, it's the same people. But we have a trading community, and we also have an affiliate community in those groups where there are brand new people, never touched crypto. There are people that are old hands, and everywhere in between. So, you won't be alienated, certainly if you're brand new and you want to get in there and explore things and see and hear stories from people that are trading, see and hear stories from people that are engaged in the affiliate part. But it's really a very exciting business. No joke. I mean, it's something that a guy who, if they have the desire to succeed, they're coachable, and they're willing to take action. If they have those three qualities, you can make a lot of money here. And I don't say that lightly, because some of the network stuff, it's hard, I mean, but when you have a product that makes people money, it's pretty remarkable, because we'll get those people that are, I don't know, man, I just want to do trading. And here's the funny part. It's consistent. They get in, they start getting trading results. They start with a pair or two, and then they up to 6 pairs, 8 pairs, 10 pairs, 20 pairs, whatever they do. And you can't shut them up. In other words, they start talking no matter, in many cases, not all, but in many cases, literally they get so enthusiastic about it because they're seeing the results in their own account. And it's pretty hard to be quiet when you go, wow, look at this. This is amazing. And it's exciting that we have a product that has that kind of an effect. And that's why the business works, because the product has efficacy.
All right.
Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and bring this in for a landing then. If there are no other questions, I want to thank everybody for making the time investment today. I'm very appreciative and honored that you are still here an hour and 15 minutes in. And, do visit our site. You can send prospects here to get a look at this. You can have them join the groups. You can have them register and activate. That's all a part of what we do here. And then down here in this section of the site is where you can get set up as far as your trading and get the API key squared away and all straightened out. And then also on the calendar, again, we have something that allows us to get people plugged in here to the calendar. In fact, Wilson, I don't know if you're available to do this right now. If you are, we could get the calendar squared away with your, I can take a look over your shoulder on that if you want to do that. And guys, we're
Yes,
just,
Yes, I think the mistake I made, remember we made a new email address for
Right.
me, and I think my regional calendar isn't on that email address, so we can
yeah, I can show you how to get that squared away in a hurry.
Okay, beautiful.
In other words, where we can copy those over. And guys, if you want to stick around and watch some gruesome technical stuff, you're welcome to do so. But if you don't want to stick around, we won't be offended if you want to split and take off. But yeah, Wilson, if we could get that knocked out, I'd like to have people aware of what you're up to on because you copy it from your main calendar over to your team calendar, and then I'll copy it from your team calendar to mine, literally within 30 seconds.
Just kickstart my computer and get my computer into the actual meeting.
Okay.
And then we can definitely get that sorted. Just give me a second.
Perfect. I just love that South African accent.
Okay, I'm actually going to leave the Zoom meeting off my phone. I'm going to log back in. I'll see you right now.
Okay.
Cool. See you now.
All right. That South African accent is way more in the throat, isn't it? It's very guttural down in the throat, way down. And it's funny, the Aussies are a little more edgy, I think. I don't know. Maybe I need to be more familiar with the Aussies and the Kiwis, but the Aussies remind me, we have different dialects, obviously, in America, itself, not, there's not a homogenous American accent. I'm a California boy. I was born and raised there on the West Coast. So I fancy myself having a relatively neutral accent. But when, I'll never forget when I was sitting in a bar in Amsterdam with a couple of Scots from Glasgow. Yeah. And they're sitting across the table. This Romanian buddy of mine and I are sitting there, and you could see these two go, "What did he say?" And and it's just a reminder that we're tuned into what we're familiar with. Interesting. Yeah. And I'm of Scottish descent. I'm probably 3/4 Scot, and I cannot understand them most of the time. The blue collar Scots, the working men, they've got a lexicon of terms that is unique to them, and that thick Scottish dialect. Yeah. The Aussies kind of sound to me like, that really had, a guy that is on my team named Clint Clark, but I on my Siri on my iPhone, I chose an Aussie male. So when I say call Clint Clark, and it goes calling Clint Clark. That was good. So we have a good laugh about that. But it kind of sounds like Boston. The Boston dialect in the US is very different than the West Coast. It's real, hey, let's go to the package store, get some beers, then we'll go park the car. That really edgy kind of, it's not Aussie, but it's definitely in that direction, that kind of edgy, the way they pronounce the R's. Like, the tan pants that people wear? That's the same thing you put in the ignition of the automobile. They're called khakis.
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 Yeah. Okay,
Mr. Fury is back.
Beautiful. Yes, I see where the problem is on my side. My calendar is set up to my default email address, and we created a new one just for Royal Q. So
let me show you if you can hop on, I'm going to kill my share. Hop on. In fact, let me kill the live. I don't know why I still have that running. That was silly. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, I see you are still streaming everywhere.